What's going on, gents? Welcome back to the channel where we deep dive into the exciting world of male fashion and masculinity. I'm your boy Taikyo Kills, and today we're going to be discussing 5 forgotten streetwear brands that defined an era. Now, a lot of these streetwear brands came from the swag era, but I think we can all agree for a lot of us, the swag era is where we learn to kind of develop and craft our sense of fashion. And a lot of what the swag era was set the foundation for what the streetwear is today. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video.
Now, coming in at number 5 is my all-time favorite streetwear brand, Pink Dolphin. Pink Dolphin was founded in 2008 by Nima Kalia and Sina Barhagi. The brand took the streetwear scene by storm. Now, the brand brought a fresh approach to streetwear with their simplistic dolphin logo and super vibrant designs and colorways. Now, Pink Dolphin's playful aesthetics captured the attention of A-list celebrities from Chris Brown to the Kardashians, from Wiz Khalifa and Nipsey Hussle, even Justin Bieber. Now, the brand's logo began appearing everywhere, skyrocketing their notoriety. From the beginning, Pink Dolphin saw value in collaborating with renowned artists and influential brands to produce limited edition capsules, which is in stark contrast to other fashion brands who tend to be super hyper competitive. Now, they've collabed with Chris Brown on his Black Pyramid brand. They've collabed with Bay Area rap group HBK Gang, streetwear brand After School Special. They've done a collab with Puma, even cannabis brand Pink Runt. So they literally were everywhere. Now, fans would wait hours outside the store just to get a piece from the drop, even if it was just one, like reminiscent of the Prime Supreme days, which is insane for a startup street brand.
However, I think we can all agree that success, unfortunately, is not without its challenges. Now, in 2019, Pink Dolphin began to face criticism from its supporters, myself included, pretty much questioning the direction of the brand. A lot of us felt like it was going like so many other streetwear brands before it, trying to modernize and popularize everything in the sacrifice of design. Now, on one end, you had some people going so far as to say they felt Pink Dolphin was selling out, which if you think about the Zoomies Incorporation and everything, you may have a small point, but you can't really fault a brand for trying to scale its business to a larger appeal, especially if it's going to be in the sake of profit. So you got to understand on that aspect, but definitely that was a down turning point for Pink Dolphin because unfortunately, they began to sacrifice design quality for that larger appeal.
Now, despite this chatter, Pink Dolphin continued to expand, opening more flagship stores in major cities. The brand was determined to remain at the forefront of the streetwear movement. Now, unfortunately, as the brand's expansion continued, they began to face financial strains. Now, production costs, distribution challenges, and the COVID pandemic placed extreme pressure on the company's financial health, which seemed to spell out a bleak future for Pink Dolphin. Now, amidst the ongoing turmoil, in early 2022, Pink Dolphin announced the closure of several of their flagship stores and the downsizing of their operations, while simultaneously announcing they'd be switching to purely NFTs and they would be starting a club known as the Rare Ghost Club. Now, this marked a significant turning point in the brand's journey and drove its remaining supporters like literally back to the dark, because we know NFTs started having a super bad rep, and in my opinion, deservingly so.
It's an all too common, unfortunate story of a company marred with highs and lows, innovation and challenges. Pink Dolphin undoubtedly ruled the streetwear brand for a while, and they were my favorite streetwear brand. I didn't really get into Supreme like that, but Pink Dolphin for some reason just spoke to me, and that was my first big streetwear brand. As you can see, I still got a lot of my old Pink Dolphin stuff. Now, a little bit of good news, Pink Dolphin, as of a few months ago, has returned. They've already dropped their first summer spring collection, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out at pinkdolphin.com.
Number 4 is iconic streetwear brand Tisa. Tisa was founded by eccentric designer stylist Taz Arnold in the late 2000s. Tisa was once an extremely prominent streetwear brand that captured the eyes of many with its bold designs and iconic dead stock snapback embroidery. Now, despite the massive initial success Tisa enjoyed, they began to face serious issues early on that ultimately led to its untimely downfall. One of the keys to Tisa's early success was its strategic collaborations with prominent figures in the hip-hop industry. Similar to the Pink Dolphin approach I explained in the last segment, they partner most noticeably with Tyga and Chris Brown, who are unquestionably two of the swag era's biggest faces. I'm talking like mega artists. Now, with them co-signing the brand, Tisa's status as a highly sought-after brand in the streetwear community basically became solidified. Everybody wanted a piece of Tisa at that moment.
Despite the massive W's Tisa were getting early on, they began to take a lot of L's as they struggled with their relevancy over time. We know with any trend-given industry, especially when we talk about the streetwear fashion world, it's constantly evolving and brands have to constantly adapt to that to stay relevant, and speed is just really important to that. The vintage era, like the vintage snapbacks, vintage starter jackets, Logo 7, Logo Athletic era began to constantly shift out. So as that happened, you began seeing less and less of Tisa snapbacks and all their streetwear in the public view. So this was towards the end of what was wrapping up the swag era, basically.
Another factor contributing to Tisa's decline was the issue of replicas. As their popularity grew, counterfeit versions of Tisa's began hitting like all of the swap meets, all of the flea markets, all of their clothing began hitting all of the flea markets and swap meets. It flooded the streetwear market with just replicas. Now this diluted the exclusivity of their designs and negatively impacted the company. Tisa's simplistic logo made it all too easy for counterfeiters to pretty much just knock it off because it was such a simple logo. It was hard to distinguish from the real thing. Additionally, Tisa began to face challenges with innovation. As vintage apparel became less prevalent around 2012, Tisa found themselves in a creative rut. This caused consumers to turn to other brands who in fact did evolve with the times. Now, like many brands, management and financial issues began to plague Tisa, hindering their ability to invest in new designs, marketing, and distribution. Now, this made it challenging to stay competitive in an ever-changing, rapidly paced market.
Tisa's story is a classic tale of a small business that rose to fame, however failing to adapt with the fashion landscape as it changed over time. Although at this point, Tisa is pretty much considered a dead brand, you can never forget the impact Tisa had on the streetwear and fashion world in general, and they'll always be remembered.
And them Tisas, yeah, they sell like crack.
In the early 2000s, Geno Global burst into the streetwear scene with a splash. The brand was founded by Anthony Mayall, and it was all about making a bold statement through its extravagant designs and distinctive logo. Featuring the iconic double G's and 9s, their clothing showcased a perfect blend of hip-hop culture, urban aesthetics, and luxurious detailing, making them stand out in a sea of competitors. Myself, around this time, I was about 12 or 13. Now, I'm from the Midwest. They didn't have so much of a heavy influence over here as they did the East Coast, but I definitely remember seeing a lot of guys rocking it around my time. Geno was able to get cosigns from everybody in the rap game, and their clothing began appearing in every hot music video. Now, being locked in with the streets further amplified their street cred and boosted their popularity among the urban fashion community, because y'all know how we are, man. Like, we see some of our people wearing it who we look up to, especially in the rap game, we gonna rock it, you know what I'm saying? So then a trend, and this is why you don't follow trends. This is a good lesson right here. The streetwear landscape began changing up. New brands began emerging, captivating the attention of the urban fashion community. Unfortunately, the logomania era was coming to an end, so the once dominant Geno Global began to face challenges keeping up with the shifting fashion world and the preferences of their consumers. They attempted to redesign with a more contemporary approach. However, this proved too little too late, as their consumers, we all pretty much moved on to more modernized brands. I'm saying we, like I had a Geno Global shirt. I never had a Geno Global shirt, but I wanted one, damn it.
So for every video section, I tried to have a piece. I don't have a Geno Global piece, my bad. But Geno Global once had the streetwear urban fashion community on lock, and to those supporters, those that remember it, it holds a truly special place in their hearts. So let's remember Geno Global for the place in urban fashion history, streetwear urban fashion history, as a matter of fact that it has. Again, you can't front on it because your favorite rapper's rapper was wearing it at one point, man. So that's Geno Global, guys.
Kuji was born in 1969 in, I hope I'm saying this right, Turok, not the game Turok, Turok, Melbourne, Australia. This brand was the brainchild of Jack Toronto. The brand's unique knitwear designs quickly gained attention for their vibrant colors and intricate patterns, and it caught the attention of noticeably one of the biggest hip-hop stars in the world. In the late 1980s and 90s, Kuji found itself smack dab in the middle of the spotlight when hip-hop royalty, I'm talking Get Money, I love it when you call me Big Papa, the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls, was seen rocking various of their colorful sweaters on stage, even mentioning the brand in his lyrics.
However, living better now, Coochie sweater now.
Now, like some weird parallel multiverse, the brand received love from hip-hop, but also one of hip-hop's most outspoken critics, Mr. Bill Cosby. Cosby also rocked the sweaters on his famed TV show The Cosby Show, cementing Kuji's status in fashion history. As the 2000s approached, Kuji experienced unprecedented popularity. Their sweaters made their way to fashion runways as well as red carpet events. By that time, everyone knew who Kuji was.
However, with success, as always, comes challenges, like I've said about every brand prior to this one. As the early 2000s progressed on, the market began being flooded with counterfeits. This diluted Kuji's authenticity and severely impacted their popularity amongst the community.
As we all know, the fashion world began shifting yet again. Trends of bold and loud designs became less popular. Being this was Kuji's core aesthetic, the brand began taking financial losses and lost nearly all popularity it once had. I can say for me personally, I never found the brand appealing. Most people I know thought the sweaters were horribly tacky, myself included, but it should be noted it maintained a heavy presence in the South in places like Texas and New Orleans. Till this day, you'll have rappers like Lil Boosie still seen rocking Kuji, which is nothing wrong with it. It's just, it was never my thing. It was never a big thing over here in the Midwest. We always thought they just looked like, I don't know, someone like took multiple colored crayons and just threw up on a sweater. That's just me though.
Kuji's story is a bittersweet one, from its meteoric rise to its eventual decline. You think with cosigns from the B.I.G. and Bill Cosby that the brand would be untouchable, but as you can see, nothing lasts forever and fashion always changes. Now there could be some hope for Kuji because you've got newer brands such as this one called Reason that are actually copying the Kuji aesthetic, which could cause resurgence in popularity in Kuji gear. I mean, we've seen it happen with older brands as well. I wouldn't hold my breath for it, but you know, fashion's a revolving door, man. It could be hot again within 5 years. Who knows? Myself, I won't be wearing it. I got this as a gift, so it came in clutch for this video. So.
Lastly, but certainly not least, we have probably the most recognizable brand on our list, FUBU. FUBU, which is an acronym for Us By Us, was founded in 1992 by Draymond John, Keith Perrin, Jay Alexander, and Carl Brown. They saw a gap in the market and a lack of representation for Black culture in the mainstream fashion world. So the friends, they got together, they set out to create a brand that reflected their own experiences and styles that would cater to the Black community. The brand's distinctive FUBU logo and tagline quickly caught on, resonating not only with the Black community, but also with a diverse audience. FUBU became a symbol of empowerment and cultural pride, representing the hip-hop and streetwear culture of the 1990s. Rappers like LL Cool J, DMX, Run DMC, even the Fresh Prince, aka Big Willie, Will Smith, began wearing FUBU, propelling the brand to superstardom. FUBU's For Us By Us slogan heavily resonated with the culture and which heavily contributed to its success.
FUBU's success far extended outside of the US into the international realm. They captivated streetwear enthusiasts internationally from Asia, Brazil, you name it, FUBU had it. They became a multi-million-dollar corporation and no longer could they be ignored. They were indeed major players in the fashion industry at this point. With FUBU's success came expansion. They began including jeans, jerseys, and accessories within their product range. No longer were they just making the velour tracksuits.
While FUBU was at its peak, the streetwear landscape began to evolve rapidly. As streetwear began being taken seriously in the fashion world, other brands rose to get a piece of that sweet streetwear money pie. As a result, FUBU faced challenges in maintaining its unique identity as the go-to brand for streetwear. By the mid-2000s, FUBU had almost completely fallen off due to financial issues from lack of profit. Despite this, FUBU's impact on streetwear culture and fashion was undeniable, especially in the Black community. It opened doors for other streetwear brands and paved the way for greater inclusivity and representation in the fashion world.
FUBU's journey as a small startup brand amongst friends, growing to a global sensation, is a testament to hard work, passion, and innovation. Though FUBU may not be as prevalent as they once were, they have absolutely solidified themselves in fashion history as well as Black history. Alright, that's gonna do it for today's video. So let me know in the comment section. Did you guys own any of these pieces? Do you guys now plan on going back to find some of these pieces? Because like I said, fashion is a revolving door, so this may be hot in the next 5 or 6 years. You just never know. Sorry it took so long to get this out. The editing process was very arduous and very tedious, and I was very busy. And none of that stuff just mixed, alright? But I will get the next one out faster, kind of learn some new things. I do plan on doing this in a series format, so I'll do another top 5 forgotten streetwear brands as well. Taikyo Kills has been real. Never forget to push past your limits, always embrace fashion, and never stop learning. Catch you guys on the next video.